the refrain. The song is by Cantor, Randy Herman, a colleague of mine who serves congregation Beth Torah, but in Mount Kisco. Petach libi betoratecha uvmitzvotecha tirdof nafshi. Let's try. Petach libi betoratecha uvmitzvotecha tirdof nafshi. One more time. Petach libi betoratecha uvmitzvotecha tirdof nafshi. Petach libi betoratecha uvmitzvotecha tirdof nafshi. I saw you today while I was still angry, and the way that I shouted just made me feel dead. I wanted to love you, to cry and to hold you, but my heart shut the door instead. Petach libi betoratecha uvmitzvotecha tirdof nafshi. Petach uvmitzvotecha tirdof nafshi. I went out walking late in the evening, and I saw an old man asleep in the cold. I kept on going, just walked right on by him. My heart was as hard as a stone. Petach, petach, libi ratecha uvmitzvotecha tirdof nafshi. Petach libi betoratecha uvmitzvotecha tirdof nafshi. Sometimes I like to walk while it's raining. The water comes down and it washes me clean. Sometimes I think of your face, but in moonlight, and I wonder why I was so mean. My heart flows like a river down from the mountains to the valley below. My soul into the heavens glides like an eagle so slow. Petach libi betoratecha uvmitzvotecha tirdof nafshi. Together. Petach libi betoratecha uvmitzvotecha tirdof nafshi. Uvmitzvotecha tirdof nafshi. The translation says, open my heart to your Torah, so my soul will pursue your ways, your mitzvot. We find this line in the same line that we find the Oseh Shalom that we sing every single time that we finish an Amidah. Open my heart to your Torah, so my soul will pursue your ways. I saw you today while I was still angry, and the way that I shouted just made me feel dead. I wanted to love you, to cry, to hold you, but my heart shut the door instead. A famous and intriguing recurrence in last week's parasha and this week's parasha is the fact that Pharaoh's heart is hardened. Every time that Moses and Aaron, his brother, would approach Pharaoh, warning him about a new plague, Pharaoh's heart is hardened. An easy translation, I guess, that for hardened would be stubbornness. In this case, it's not what I expected, it's not my way, no way. But a hardened heart is much more than that. A hardened heart makes us shut the door, like the song says. It makes us mix up our real values. Who are our loved ones? It mixes up who are not the ones we love. It makes our mind blurry and our sweet memories to forget. A hardened heart is black or gray, and it is stuck. It doesn't pump. It is at the risk to be choked and in need of emotional and spiritual CPR. A hardened heart is not really us. When our heart is hardened, we feel trapped, enslaved to our own dark side, the Pharaoh in us. Let's face it, we all have it. We all have a nasty and cruel Pharaoh inside of us. I would like, if you feel comfortable, just close your eyes for a minute and bring a moment from this past week when you know for certain that the Pharaoh inside you was taking action and it was taking control from you and it was taking action towards someone else. Try to remember the situation. Could you remember who that person was? Maybe it was at home, with your spouse, with your children, with your parents, your partner. Maybe it was with a colleague, or maybe it was your employer or an employee. Do you remember why you acted that way and were so mean to him or to her? Why is it that we find easier to hurt those we loved more than those who are strangers? Think of the song, I wanted to love you, to cry, and to hold you. That's the real you. That is what your heart and your soul desperately is eager to accomplish. But my heart shut the door instead. That's our own Pharaoh betraying and enslaving us. But don't worry. There is a remedy to free yourself and to free ourselves from it. And that's what Cantor Herman is proposing in this song. Open my heart, O God, to your Torah, so my soul would pursue your mitzvot, your ways. Petach libi betoratecha uvmitzvotecha tirdof nafshi. Petach libi betoratecha uvmitzvotecha tirdof nafshi. God is the only one who can help us and release us from bondage. The only one. When we feel your actions aren't reflecting who we really are, when you really want to love, to cry, and to hold hands, then take a deep breath and pray for salvation. For really. It was not until the Israelites cried out to God that God said that he remembered them and he remembered the promise to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. So raise your hand to God and tell him, or tell her, what is going on with you? What is going on? Don't be afraid. Just raise your hand, cry out loud, and look for him. I went out walking late in the evening, and I saw an old man asleep in the cold. I kept on going, just walked right on by him. My heart was as hard as a stone. Empathy. That's the big word that we all love to use, right? Empathy. But we seldom apply in our lives. We live immersed in deep selfish society and worry so much to our own well-being and our wealth that we are not able to feel what others feel. And we cannot even see what others need. And literally, we don't even care if others are suffering as long as my close family and my close circle of friends are okay. I saw an old man asleep in the cold. And I kept on going, just walked right on by him. How many are the times, let's be honest, how many are the times that we do just the same? Maybe we look and say through the window, poor man, poor woman. And then we keep on going, but we did nothing to change it. First, they came for the socialists, says Martin Niemöller. And I did not speak out because I was not a socialist. Then they came for the trade unionists, and I did not speak out because I was not a trade unionist. Then they came for the Jews, and I did not speak out because I was not a Jew. But then they came for me, and there was no one left to speak for me. Last Monday, it was International Holocaust Day. And we as Jews are the reminders per excellence to the whole world to remember that what happened in the Shoah, what happened in the Holocaust. So it wouldn't happen again. Another Holocaust wouldn't happen again. Another genocide wouldn't happen again. But the truth is that right now, when we are very comfy here singing, smiling, there are genocides going on around the world. I encourage you to all, after Shabbat, to visit a website called genocidewatch.com to get more informed. Especially because we are Jews. More than anyone else in this planet, we understand suffering, genocide, persecution, and anti-Semitism. It is in our DNA to help those in need. We have a responsibility to know what's going on out there and to stand up for the minorities that are suffering. It is not fair to claim to the world to remember our suffering and afflictions and at the same time to ignore the situation of others. In an era of selfies, of personalized narcissistic social media, where everything seems to be about us, our circle of friends, and our own children and relatives, it is even more crucial that we, the Jewish communities and the Jewish people, break the chains of selfishness, free ourselves from comfort zone, and get active in the community. Look for causes where to invest our time, our money, and our knowledge. Get involved. Out there, get involved. So next time that we all see injustice, people suffering around you, or you see an old man asleep in the cold, you stop and help him instead. What is your brother? Asked God to Cain. To what Cain replied, am I my brother's keeper? The answer is yes. We are our brother's keeper. Let's erase the mark of Cain from our hardened heart. Let's fight back our inner Pharaoh and remove it from within. Oh God, open our hearts to your Torah so our soul would pursue your mitzvot. Petach libi v'toratecha uv'mitzvotecha tirdof nafshi. Oh God, open our hearts to your Torah, so our soul will pursue your mitzvot. Of mitzvotecha tirdof nafshi. Shabbat Shalom. We'll finish our services with Aleinu. Please rise.